Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. As you can hear, I'm a little bit poorly sick. So the last few weeks of reading haven't gone the best. But basically last month I didn't do a TBR jar picking my reads. I instead decided to try and finish like making progress through books that I'm in the middle of series of. See, I can't even get my words out straight. Oh, and now the doggies come. Oh, it's Ben. So you're saying hi. Oi. Sorry about that. Hey man, this is Spencer. He's saying hi to the peoples. He's been shorn and scalped, so he looks a bit like a baby goat until his curly fur grows back. Oh, he's a tired boy. Are you gonna help me? Are we gonna pick out our reads? Yeah. So basically, last month instead of doing a TBR jar picks my reads, I tried to make progress in any series I'm currently in the middle of, and I was doing fab until I got poorly, and then although I had time to read, I just didn't really feel awake and brain powery enough to do so. I haven't had any days off sick. I've just had like a bad cold and a chesty cough and stuff. So we're okay, aren't we, baby? So this month I am going to use this Christmas coffee cup instead with gingerbread on it instead of my Harry Potter cauldron. I am still rocking the Harry Potter Hogwarts in the Snow jumper though, getting the Christmassy wintry spirit. But yes, this is my TBR cart with a lot of standalone books on it actually. In fact, I need to do it so you can see the bottom shelf as well. Maybe I will make this tilt down a little bit. There we go. So I'm going to pick out 6 books. I've got 2 that I'm still like partway through to read at the end of November. So at least the books that I've started in the series I can finish. So my aim for this month is to find as many standalone books as I can, as opposed to starting new series. And I've kind of like neglected them a little bit lately because I've been trying to favour ones that are in a series. So it'd be good to get a few standalones in. Good boy, Spence, you lie down. There we go. So yeah, I'm going to go for about 6 and see how we get on. The previous video before November's for October was trying to get through my entire TBR, and I actually had the best reading month that I'd ever had in my entire life. Like I read, I can't remember how many I put on. I think I put on 6, but I ended up reading like 10 that month, like the most I've ever read in a month. I was proper caning it. But as I've not really read much and I've got a lot to get into the next week, I think I'm going to pick out 6 and I'm not going to pressure myself. I am pretty good, although I'm a mood reader, I am pretty good at when I set a TBR, kind of sticking to it, because the thing is I wouldn't have put any books on this trolley if I wasn't like feeling reading them. And sometimes I might not know that I'm in the mood for something, but once I read a few pages, if it's a book that's going to grip me, it's going to grip me, even if it wasn't one that I maybe would have picked up at that moment in time. So anyway, we'll see how we get on. One that I wouldn't mind picking up actually, that's the first in a series, is Divine Rivals. Because there's only like 2 books out, it's not too much of a commitment. And I wouldn't mind picking Wisteria either, just so I'm up to date, but there's no pressure. A book with yellow on the cover. Well, I can see this one's got yellow on the sides. So there is this one. Sorry, I haven't ripped off any thingies yet. Normal People. I wouldn't say the Wishing Game's got enough yellow on to be classed as yellow. That's more blue, that's more orange. Without getting them all out, the ones that look most promising from the front are these 2. So obviously I've heard a lot about Normal People. So that's always a contender. And then this one I just picked up because it was £1.50 in the works, and I thought it might be a good palate cleanser, nice easy read in between. So let me have a little look and see what they're about before I decide. That one actually looks like it could be a bit of a tearjerker. About someone basically having a car crash accident and then having no memory of the love of her life who she's been with for the last 2 years. And then Normal People, West of Ireland, and I only went there this year, West Coast of Ireland. Someone who's popular and well liked, which is like my wife, and then someone like me who's a loner, and they strike up a conversation, awkward but electrifying. Even though this is male and female, I think I could probably see a lot of my wife in Connell and a lot of me in Marianne. So actually, I think I'm going to go for Normal People by Sally Rooney for pick one. So there we go. Let me put this one back. I mean, I don't really need a palette cleanser when I haven't even got the rest for the... Oh, Sister's pick. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to save that one till the end, and when I've got all of my picks out of the way, I'm going to message her on WhatsApp with a photograph of my car and ask her to pick one. She is a reader, but she tends to read like true crime and like crime fiction and like non-fiction memoirs and things, and she lives in the States, so I don't want to message her now when it's really early in the morning for her, and then have to wait before I can pick the others out. So it'd be interesting to see what she picks, actually. So that will be... So this is actually prompt number 3. Hey, baby. Oh, Annie didn't knock the camera. A book with snow on the cover. Oh, my gosh. That prompt has been in there since I started doing these TBR jar Pick My Reads, which was like, I don't know, April time, something like that. And what a perfect month for it to come out. I don't know why I've got a feeling that might know. Let me have a look. Snow, snow, snow. I don't even know why I'm looking at these. I don't know if I'm going to have any after all of that. No. Oh, well, that was quite white, I thought maybe. No, no, no. No. No, 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 no. No, that's just white. Oh, I thought I was going to have to say no, that I don't have any. And then right at the end, I have found one that meets the brief. So it looks like... Oh, no, it's not snow. It's a puddle. It's not snow. Is that snow? No, it's water. It's water. Okay, so I'm going to have to re-pick that one because I don't have anything that fits the brief, to be honest. A book with an ugly cover. Oh, I want one with a pretty cover. Okay, one with an ugly cover. I mean, I know this is subjective. Let me have a look. So, ugly cover. I always like those ones. I quite like that one. I like that. I like that. I think this is quite an ugly cover. That's quite ugly. That's really pretty. I mean, considering that's bookshop, that could be much prettier, couldn't it? Fantasy books always have quite pretty covers, so it would be unusual to pick one out and think I don't really like it. I think that's quite an ugly cover. And I'm not really a fan of cartoony covers, especially not when his eyes look like that. So that is a contender. Not really feeling in the mood for like that kind of book. That's an ugly cover. I don't know whether I'm in the mood for this. This is the thing when I'm not well, you see. Anything that looks like hard work, it's like, makes my chest feel like I need to cough. It does sound like if I got into it, it would be really good. I just don't know if I've got the strength, like, brain power to get into a book that I'm not, like, mad excited about at the moment. I have read, well, I'm in the middle of the binding, like, the Boys of Tommen series, and that's sports romance, but I'm from the UK. This is a Premier League sports romance, and I love Liverpool Football Club, so I could picture one of the, you know, the Liverpool guys being the main character in this and things like that. So it's a contender, but do I want to read another sports romance when I'm already in the Boys of Tommen? And then this one, I love a book about books. I just think the way they've done that book cover, like, I love teddies and I love books. That's got both in it, but it's just meh. It does nothing for me, that cover. I think I'm going to go for this one, though, because everything in that cover could be something that, like, really is atmospheric to me, and it just doesn't do it. So that one fits the brief the best, I think, for a book that I'm in the mood for. I really do apologise for how long-winded each of my picks are this month and how much just waffle I'm doing. You can tell I'm not quite with it. First book in a series, so I'm just going to try not to get into a new series. However, I did say that I would quite like to give this a go. Now this would mean that I don't really have any of these kind of fantasies on my TBR at all for this year, which I would have liked to. I've also recently bought Cassandra Clare, you know, the City of Bones Mortal Instruments box set down there, but I think I'm going to go for this because it's been out a long time. There is another one out after it, which I don't want to ask for Christmas or anything like that if I don't know that I like this one first. So this would be a good way of knowing whether I want to add that onto my wish list or not. So yeah, I'm excited to see what this is about, why it's caused such a stir and why so many people are into it. So yeah, I'm going to go for Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. Next, so this is prompt number 5 because of my sister's pick. A book by one of your favourite authors. Now, my favourite author, I would say, that I always demolish everything by, is Angela Marsons, and I think I've got a book of hers on pre-order, but I'm not sure if it comes out. I think it comes out in December, but I might go for... The other one is Karen Rose. It's whether I'm in the mood for like a crime thriller. And then another one is Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I have got one of hers on here that I haven't read yet. So it's between one I've got on pre-order, Buried Too Deep, or Maybe in Another Life. Just let me see if this one is wintry because it gives me summer vibes. Right, do you know what? I've got like Divine Rivals, which I think is going to be a bit of a love story. Normal People looks like it might be a bit of a love story. So do I want to add this or this? I haven't got any crime thrillers on and I haven't read one in a long time, so I'm going to go with Karen Rose, Buried Too Deep. They're all kind of like interconnected standalones and like different, she has kind of series in like different cities or states and things like that. She'll have a set, so yeah. Okay, we're going to go for this one. It's a bit bigger than I'd like, but when you get really into it, you just devour them, don't you? Okay, and I said I was going to go for 6, so this will be my last pick before I text my sister. A book based on a true story. So, an Auschwitz one. It's whether it is actually based on a true story or if it's just like a fiction about, you know, like a real historical event. So, this one, Sisters Under the Rising Sun by Heather Morris, World War II, Indonesia. About being prisoners of war held captive by the Japanese army. So, author of Tattooist of Auschwitz, and those books, do love those. Okay. This one doesn't say that it's based on a true story, but this one does, I believe. This one actually says, a heart-wrenching and inspirational true account of a courageous little boy who, against all odds, after losing almost everything a human can lose, survived. This is his story. So the fact that it's a true account. So general synopsis is Henry Oster was just 5 years old when Adolf Hitler took power in 1933. One of the 2011 Jews who were rounded up by the Gestapo and deported from Cologne, he was one of only 23 to emerge alive from the concentration camps after the war. So this one is actually based on a true account. So true story. It fits the brief the best. It goes on. Okay, so before I message my sister, we have Normal People for a book with yellow on the cover. Then the next one was a book with an ugly cover, and I went for the storied life of AJ Fickery because it's got books and teddy bears on it, and yeah, I don't like the cover, so there must be something wrong with it. Then there was a first book in a series. I went for Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. And a book by one of my favourite authors. I went for Buried Too Deep by Karen Rose. And then a book based on a true story. I went for The Stable Boy of Auschwitz by Henry Oster and Dexter Ford. Yes, and then I'm going to message my sister on the telephone that I'm filming you on right now. I will send her a photograph and then I'll put screenshots of the response. Laters. Okay, so I'm just going to take a photograph of my cart, what's left on it. I should have tidied it first, but I didn't. And then I'm going to go through to, this is a group chat that's got my sister in it. My sister's Kaylee, by the way. Hey Kales, just filming my TBR jar picks, my December reads, cause I'm a super cool YouTuber, remember, because she was taking the mic when we were in America. Pick the prompt for my sister to pick my next book, so please pick one from what's left on my card, please. And I will put this. Did I not take it properly? I'm not very good at this, am I? Let's take a picture now then. There we go. God, I'd only just sent the picture 13:21, and now she's replied at 13:21 with Archer's voice. She must have woke up early because I think it's about, they're 6 hours behind and it's 1:20, so it must be like 7:20 there. So yeah, she was actually up. Let's see if she's read it. She picked that really quick, so she must have heard of it at least. So there we have it. My sister picked Archer's Voice by Mia or Maya Sheridan. I thought the fact that she literally instantly just picked it, I don't think she just randomly picked. She must have heard of that somewhere. So yeah, I'm going to let her know what I think, and maybe she will read it too.